it's me, Renee. I'm back. And today, actually, it's my birthday. Yes, today, right this day. I'm filming right now. I'm planning on posting this today. So, yeah, and always, it's my birthday. You might think, it's your birthday and you're filming? Yeah, I quite often film like the day it goes up. I don't often pre-film really. And I love doing booktube, so why not do this on my birthday really? I did post a video yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. But I thought, oh, why not post a video today? And then I thought, well, what video should I do on my birthday? And I end up doing this, which is gonna be a bit of this, a bit of that. It's gonna be me talking about my favorite books. I'm thinking I might also use this as like welcome to the channel, so it might be like an introduction to me in a way. Because the last one was is a few years old now, so yeah. So I'm going to talk about my favorite books. I'm going to talk about books that I want to read that I have not read yet, and I'm going to be talking about me, what I enjoy really. And also right now my computer's a bit weird. It's a bit old, so it's a bit weird. So instead of doing the which I done before, I paused and then get stuff. I'm just gonna get stuff now. So give me a moment. Yes, I just kind of wanted to fetch some stuff. I suppose first and foremost, if you're new here, you haven't really seen me before, let's do a little introduction. Hey, I'm Renee. I'm Norwegian. I do videos in English because Norwegian booktube is not really a thing. No, I don't really think it's a thing. There are some other Norwegian booktubers out there, but all of us do it in English because, yeah, I mean, Norwegian is a language that's only used in Norway. Well, I suppose some people learn it outside of Norway, but like, it's not a big language in any way. So, yeah, we all know English, and also I like to speak English, so yeah. But that might be why sometimes I like, what is that word again? Or sometimes I sound a bit weird. It's because English is not my first language. I have lived in Australia and also in the US, so I have a pretty good handle on English. But yeah, I never got the Australian accent, and also the US accent I didn't get at all because I lived there my first year in life, so I I didn't speak then, of course, obviously. So yeah, mm, I lived in Australia and US because my parents are academics and they love travel, so they had me and my family, my sisters. We lived 1 year in Australia, 1 year in US, and 1 year in Chile. So I also speak Spanish, not English. Also speak Spanish. Bueno, español es un poco de otra cosa porque el inglés me escuchas todo el tiempo. El inglés no, el castellano no es tan alrededor me, pero es como todavía mi español no es como, no es un caca, pero existe. So yeah, so there's that. I'm turning 30, sorry, 32 today. Or so it's, I suppose 30 and 2 years is also a way to say it. I used to work in a bookstore, and then last year, sadly, I got let off. I got fired because of reasons. I am, which I go into a bit in some videos. I am neurospicy, so that means that I'm on the I'm on the spectrum. I'm not neurospicy in the ordinary. Like a lot of people are neurospicy in the way that they have ADHD or that they have autism. They might be bipolar or might have dyslexia. No, I have non-verbal learning disorder, NVLD, which is not really something that's very known, but it is a thing. Fun fact, Chris Rock also has non-verbal learning disorder. So yeah, we have at least one famous person who has it. Probably more, I would think, but yeah. So you might ask, what is non-verbal learning disorder? Well, it's kind of in the name. It's about non-verbal stuff. We're often very good with language, but the body language or sarcasm, irony, or things that are kind of not said directly, but that's kind of hinted at. That's kind of difficult for us to understand. And also, maths is not a thing that I'm good at all. And also, science is difficult. I will also uh, get lost all the time. Like, I have an amazingly bad sense of direction. I cannot find some place. I will always lose my way. So yeah, that's kind of some of those stuff. So I suppose in a way that has hindered me in some ways in life, though I've been lucky in a way because in addition to being non-verbal learning disorder, non being in having that, I'm also an introvert. So like I know some people have autism or non-verbal learning disorder, but they want to be social, they want to like be with people, and they find it so hard because the world is different, the world is difficult because of the world being neurotypical, like gendered to focused toward that. I'm like, I don't really mind in that way because, like, if I have a good book, if I have a good TV series, I can just sit at home and enjoy that. I don't need to be social to have a good day, have a good time. So yeah, the fact that I have at times been bullied or teased and whatnot, and yeah, kind of means that I suppose not just that, but yeah, I'm like, yeah, sometimes social interactions can be difficult, but I'm not. For me, social interactions are not end all and be all. So I suppose luck in a way. And also, I'm not. I suppose you have some people who are introverts, but are also social. I'm an introvert who's not that social. Then you have to ask yourself, well, aren't all introverts unsocial? No. The thing with introverts is not that people introverts automatically are unsocial. It's just that if they're together with people for like for many hours, they will lose energy. So the extroverts they get energy from people with being with people. Me, I lose energy from being with people. I could still enjoy being with people, but I will lose energy. So like I will not like have a day when I'm first with some people for 2 hours and then with the other two people for 3 hours and then with a third gang of people for 5 hours. Like for me, that's too much. By the end, I would just be completely tired and just sitting there, just like can't be in this situation. I won't be able to concentrate or like be part of that thing. So yeah. Um. So also like I suppose like effect of that it's kind of like me like my days often I could like I've never really liked being busy. So like my days if I have like if a day Sunday maybe Mondays I usually go work out in the forest close to here, and then in the evening I go to board games, and that's kind of the two things I do on Mondays. I don't really have a plan to like do lots of things, like 2 things in one day. That's kind of perfect for me. I don't need all the things to happen really. 1 or 2 things, it's enough really. And I suppose that also kind of moves into another phase of me. For these last 10 years, I've been very much into board games. I've been into, I mean, yeah, been into more these last few years in a way. But yeah, I discovered board games 10 years ago with a friend of mine from the studies. She invited me to play games with her, and I found a love for board games. I have found other people who like, so I go to board game nights, like a public board game nights on a lot of Mondays. I have found some people who go to board games, but that they've been playing for a long time, so now they're playing like advanced games. I'm like, I've been playing for 10 years, and I still very much enjoy Ticket to Ride. It's not like some people like Ticket to Ride is a very much kind of entry level thing, but like I still enjoy that. I don't really feel like I've surpassed through that really. I still enjoy that kind of level of it. And I suppose also like from has to do with me, like my brain, like I can't compute if a game or anything has too much things going on at the same time. Multitasking for like a lot of things, difficult. So if a game has like 2 or 3 options for what you can do, perfect. If you have 20 ways to win, it's like that's just too many options. No, no, thank you. So yeah, I'm very much into board games. I like to get right. I like Clash of Catan. I like party games. I love those. Are very fun. Boulder Dash, Alias, Mysterium is great. Yeah, I've been growing more and more my board game collections. Though I suppose I still have more books than I have board games. But yeah. And speaking of books, I did count in January. I have 310 unread books. And I mean, I suppose the number is probably going a bit down, but I have also bought some new books this half year, so I don't think it's gone that much down. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a different hobby than reading. No, but um, yes, and I'm also into podcasts. I've been listening to more of those lately. I've been, I suppose, yeah, I forgot to say that. That's kind of hinted at it, but yeah, last year, as I said, I got fired from my job, and then for a few years, I've also been trying different internships to like get into the job market for real, because the job that I had was like a small percent. It wasn't like full-time job at all. And then right after or before I got fired from my job, I also got well, I got terminated from my internship. Then I kind of decided, like, you know what, I'm just gonna apply for welfare benefits. So that's what I've done. So I recently got welfare benefits. So yay! And no, I'm not just kind of like thinking, yay, I can lace about. I mean, I did try the working world for a long time. It did not work. And I mean, I've gave my best. So please, if you want to say that I'm lazy, that I don't want to work, that I should try to work more, try more in the working world, please just go away. Go away. I don't want your negativity here. I don't want it. That's a prejudice people have, but like if people are at the point of their life when they have living on welfare, it's usually for a reason. It's not like they don't want to work, it's often that they can't work for one reason or not. I have tried, it hasn't worked. So yeah. I'm gonna live my life. I'm not gonna be ashamed of being out of a working life. I suppose I could also just think like, anyway, it's not my fault. I would say it's more actually a fault of the world, because the world is kind of geared toward neurotypicals, and yeah, me, that's neurospicy. It's not that difficult. That's easy sometimes. So yeah. But also luckily I got the best benefit plan here in Norway, and also Norway, oil country, so we have lots of money. But of course, people say like, "Oh, you're just gonna be living off the states. You're just gonna lace out." Even with money from the states, it's not like I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be having enough money. Like I won't be living on the streets, but it's not like I'm gonna be rich, and I won't say that my income is gonna make me rich at all. Like last week, I watched a TV show in here in Norway. Well, yeah, here now, of course. Which all about people who spend too much money and they kind of have to fix their economy. And like they talked about how they used like 50,000 in one weekend. And I'm like, how do you use 50,000 in one weekend? And I was like, 50,000. That's a number of a sum of money I've never really seen anyway. So yeah, um, and yeah, also like it's expensive time to be alive, so like a lot of money is gonna go to the bills and food, and yeah, I'm not gonna live a high life at all, but I'm gonna have enough money, so that's a good thing to know, really. Sorry. So yeah, there's that. I suppose in a way you could say I'm a full-time booktuber, So I don't really do it. Like sometimes I'm kind of like feeling like I don't really want to make videos, and then I might not make a video for like a week or two. And I'm not gonna make a video just because I have the time. Like if a week I'll focus on reading instead of making videos, I'll do that instead. If I want to go swimming, because I also like to go swimming, I'll do that instead. I want like if I'm not feeling up to making videos, I won't do it. But also sometimes I do make several videos a week. My normal is 3 a week, but sometimes more because suddenly I feel like making another video. Like today. Well, I suppose I would have posted a video from it anyway, but yeah. Yeah, so I suppose what I do in life, I read, have this booktube channel. I also have a bookstagram channel, which I have on my normal name because yeah, Librarian of Alexander is a username. Renee is a booktube alias, and I don't use my usual name because well, my first name is honestly so ugly. But you know what? I'm gonna say it to you now because you're gonna be a lucky viewers to see this. Uh, but yeah, it's also one of the reasons I don't really use it because I've lived in Australia. People can't pronounce my name. It's just yeah, but it's also boring. But yeah, my real name, come closer. It's Oda, Oda. I suppose now it's a bit easier because you have that Japanese animated guy who's also called Oda, and I think he's exactly the same pronunciation, Oda. Usually when people pronounce it in English, they also add an H who's like Oda, and it's like, no, it's not O, it's Oda. But also, yeah, that is, yeah. And then I have middle name, which is Renata, which people still can't seem to be a bit difficult to pronounce in English. So here on BookTube, Renee. Or I suppose if you want to call me a nice person or that person with a great hair, you could also do that. Or you could do like Laura from the book comments and do like Renee. Yeah, she also like always does the right jazz hands, which I really like. It's nice. So I do booktube. I do the bookstagram. I like to go swimming. There's a swimming pool that's well, it's almost an hour away from me, but I join so much that I kind of use it. Yeah, I don't really mind so much to commute to use it. And then on Mondays and on Tuesdays, I go exercising with this group of people. So it's kind of exercising for like people with bad money. So it's not that expensive. Bad money, but less money. So yeah, I do that. I do board games. I've gotten more and more friends recently. Like I moved to this place now. God, like 6 years ago. Like before that, I went studying, and then after that, I moved here. So in the beginning, like first 2018, and then 2019, and then 2020 COVID came, so you can meet people. I met some people this last year that have become really good friends of mine, and yeah, happy for that. So yeah, now I would say I'm actually in a pretty good place in life. It's not that bad, maybe really. It's not. So yeah, so sometimes I meet my friends for board games, or I just meet my friends for sitting together, just chatting or whatever. We'll do different stuff. So that's very nice. I'm also what's the word again? Volunteering for dyslexia group because yeah, even though I don't have dyslexia myself and I don't have anyone in my life with dyslexia, I have NVLD, which is close to dyslexia. It's neurospicy, which also dyslexia is. So I can relate on some ways. So I'm part of that, and I quite like that. I'm also part of a political party here in Norway, which I'm kind of thinking I might stop. Or like I'm kind of active there, and I'm like I'm not really feeling that inspired there. Really, I'm not really that bothered with it. So I'm thinking that I might go like not be that active as I am right now in the future. Yeah, and also I'm not like person's person most perfectionist in the world, as you might see. My mascara is a bit all over the place, but yeah, I use mascara, but getting it perfectly, nah, it's just on there really. And also, if you watch my videos, often you might, pretty often you might see I have lipstick, which is something I do for my videos to be nice. It's not really something I do in real life, really. So yeah, that's something for you guys, my viewers. Yeah, so that's kind of me. I'm gonna go into some books that I feel like are important to me and kind of showcase me. So we have The Theory of Everything Else by Dan Schreiber. So this is one of the guys from No Such Thing as a Fish, which is a very, very great podcast I love. It's the people behind QI who's made a podcast, and then Dan Schreiber has written this book, and he also has a podcast, We Can Be Weirdos. So this is all about, it's a non-fiction book, all about the weird things people believe in, like people who believe in ghosts, people who believe like in talk to dolphins, all different weird things like that. And yeah, it's a book I highly recommend. It will make you be baffled about the world, about people, and just yeah, you'll be entertained, and it's a very good read. I've been reading more and more nonfiction these last few years, so yeah. Then you have Ask a Historian by Greg Jenner. This is again nonfiction, all about answers to different historical questions. So people who send him in questions and he's answering them in a fun, quickly read way. It's not like I think people still often think like nonfiction is heavy and dense and whatnot. It doesn't have to be. It could be very fun and lighthearted. And this is one of those, I would say. Then we have The Mammoth Book of Losers by Carl Shaw. This one I read this year. And yeah, again, very, very good book about people making big mistakes in world history. So yeah, check this one out. And then we have Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall. So also I'm a proud feminist, been for many years now, and I've been reading more and more feminist books from POC people, from disability people, like I like to read from people with different point of views and whatnot. And this book gave me a new insight in how it is to be African American and a feminist in the States. So yeah. Continue with the same theme of nonfiction books. The Ultimate Book of Heroic Failures by Stephen Pyle. This I read last year. It's not like a huge book, but it's highly recommended. It's just so many funny anecdotes. It's all real. It's all nonfiction. It all has happened. Like the one time when there was a political election in the U.S. and no one voted. Like it was a local election, but like no one voted. Like what? So it's just amazing. Like I love nonfiction that kind of makes like, whoa, that really happened. Because yeah, you could think like nonfiction means boring and dense and heavy and whatnot, but nonfiction can also just make you think, wow, the world's such a weird place. So yeah. Um, then we have some fiction books. We have Something Close to Magic by Emma Mills. Read this last year, and it's just a cozy, lovely fantasy book. I love it so much. I feel like it's kind of been around booktube and whatnot, so it's not like no one's ever heard of it. But I suppose it's not just STM level, but it is very good. Then we have Stone Broke Heiress by Danielle Owen Jones, which is a very funny contemporary chick lit story, I would say. It's a romance, but it's not like a romance. There's a romance plotline in it. It's about a famous rich girl who has to start over again because she loses her money because of reasons. And then, yeah, it's just fish out of water and just very, very funny book. And then we have Anna Maria and the Fox by Liana de la Rosa. This is historical romance set in London, but with Mexican main characters. So it's kind of fun to have like Mexican aspect to it all. And yeah, read this a few weeks ago. Absolutely love it. And then we have Diary of a Confused Feminist by Kate Weston, a YA book all about confused feminists. This came out a few years ago now, but it's still one of my favorite reads. It's just, yeah, so good. Then we have City of Spies, which I read recently, a few weeks ago, and honestly, one of my favorite books of all time. It's one of those perfect reads. Great characters, great plot, great dialogue, everything. It's unpredictable. It's fast-paced, funny. It's so good. Also, the first in the series, so hopefully the rest of the series doesn't let me down. So yeah. Then we do an oldie but goodie, the medieval series by Meg Cabot. I found this in my teen years, and I still love it so much. It's a series that I reread every few years, and yeah. Also, we're getting some. There's some rumors that we might get a adaptation of it, and we very much hope that that happens soon because that will be amazing. And then we have the Benevolent Society of Ill-Mannered Ladies by Alison Goodman. This is hijinks shenanigans in the 1880s in London. It's heist-ish stories and women going after patriarchy, and it's just, yeah, amazing. I suppose I could go on, like there's so many books I love and it kind of makes me me. But I'm going to stop there. Sorry, stop there. I'm going to do a few books that I want to read. So we have Addison Cook and the Treasure of the Incas. This is a middle grade story, which is just like Treasure of the Incas. Yes, I love middle grade stories, and also just this just sounds so cool. So yay. And then we have A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy L. Lynn. Heard great things about this one, and it's also like I believe it's gonna be like teas are very involved, and I love tea. So yeah, I definitely kind of plan to read this one soon. And then we have The Seven Wonders of the Ancient World by Bethany Hughes. I mean, one of the reasons my name is Librarian of Alexandria is that I love history. And yeah, this is all about ancient world history. So yeah, definitely a book I very much want to read. Maybe I'll pick it up this weekend or soon. I don't know, but yeah. And then we have The Dishonesty as a Second Best Policy by David Mitchell, a very funny British comedian. I love him so much. And then we have Natural History of Dragons, which everyone has read. I haven't yet. I started the audiobook, but I didn't get far into it because shiny other books. I start so many books, but finish them the minute I start them, no. I'm a mood reader, deluxe. So yeah, and then you know what? I'm gonna do a little library, a little book haul for you guys because why not? So I recently went to a used bookstore. It's a used bookstore in town, which I love to use. So yeah, even though I am a person who can give away books that I don't love, like I'll give them away, give them to someone else. I won't keep a book just because I bought it. I will give it away. But yeah, often when I go to used bookstores, I give some books, I take some books with me out the door. Like it never goes in zero. It's always yeah. We have The Last Ghost by Helen Stringer, another middle grade book. Didn't hear about it before the bookstore, but it looks cool. And then we have History Without the Boring Bits by Ian Crofton. So another non-fiction history book. Looking forward to this one. Also great cover. And then we have Savvy by Ingrid Lowe, another middle grade book. I'm not sure if this is standalone or not, but I know it's a middle grade fantasy. So yeah. And I don't know what that one is there. Yeah, it's not a new book. I'm gonna put that away. Yeah, I suppose that's kind of it for this video really. Sorry. If you want to pick more about me and what makes me tick and whatnot, check out my other of my videos. Sorry. Water is nice. So yeah, I think that's it. maybe you'll ask yourself, oh, you know what? You seem like such a cool person. I wanna give you a birthday gift. You might think, where's my Amazon wish list? No, I don't have one because I don't use Amazon because Amazon is a big bad company. Now, I suppose I know some people use Amazon, but I haven't really used it in years. I'm kind of against Amazon. I do use Better World Books sometimes because that's a great website where you buy used books online, and also a lot of books I often like to read are kind of not on purpose, but they are backlist books. So yeah. Um, but I suppose yeah, I suppose I can write down my bookstagram page name if you want to check me out there because maybe you do. I post things both in Norwegian and English there. I suppose I do the same here. Like mostly here I do English, but sometimes with like what a Norwegian book. And yes, some Norwegian books are also available in other languages, but like if a book is completely new, then it's just like Norwegian, and then I'll just do a video in Norwegian about it. So yeah, um, yeah, I think that's that really. Um, and yeah, if you like book tags, I have made a lot of them, so you can check out them. And yeah, see you next week. Hope you have a nice reading weekend. I myself plan to read. Like this, of course, this weekend. This evening, I have having some friends over, watching movies and doing some board games. Tomorrow, Sunday, all the books, all the time. That is my plan. Also, might go swimming, but that's kind of mainly my plan. So yeah, I'll yeah. Hope you have a nice weekend. Bye.